Oh, well, hi. Well, my name is Bhaarat and this is another episode of Binge Watch. If you didn't guess it right from the thumbnail, today we're going to be talking one of my favorite movies, which is Baby Driver, directed by Edgar Wright, starring Ansel Elgort and an incredible ensemble cast with some of my favorite moments. So we're going to be doubling down on that in a new episode of Binge Watch. So let's go! So here's what I love about the movie. Of course, Baby Driver was directed by Edgar Wright, written by him as well. And this idea germinated in his mind in the year 1995. Well, he was watching a performance of a song being played and he just imagined the opening scene of a person about to do a heist in a car and just vibing to the music that is being played. Of course, the track that we're talking about is Bell Bottoms. He also directed a music video with a similar idea a few years back, before the movie actually came into place, and he wrote this movie for the longest time. Well, this movie has a bit of influences from The Driver, which has also influenced Ryan Gosling's movie Drive. And well, it has nothing to do with The Driver, it just has some undertones of influence. And in the year 2017, when this movie was released, there was a special screening of The Driver that Edgar Wright kept in anticipation of the movie as well. And this movie is phenomenal. This movie is actually why I love movies. I remember in 2017 going to the theatre with a friend of mine and just getting lost into this immersive experience. I had not seen a trailer, I had not seen a poster. I just heard great things about this movie. And when I started watching the movie, there was not even a moment where I felt like blinking my eyes. So here's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about what I really love about this movie. So let's go. So what I love about this movie is how this is stitched together. It is so phenomenal. It begins with a track. The opening track is Baby. He's called the Baby Driver. Of course, that's the titular character, Baby. We don't get to know his name until much later in the movie. And we see Baby vibing to Bell Bottoms, waiting for his fellow comrades to rob a bank. And then there's an incredible car chase sequence. And mind you, everything in this movie has music synced to it. So even there's a gunshot being fired is to the beat of the track. Can we also talk about the incredible cast that we have? We have Ansel Elgort, we have Lily James, we have John Berthal, we have Liza Gonzalez, we have my favorite John Hamm, who later on we get to know is in a villainous undertone and is actually the main villain of the movie. For the longest time, we are thinking that Kevin Spacey is the villain of the movie. And well, in the technical standpoint, the soundtrack of the movie are incredible tracks that are stitched together, which also serve as background music. And can I also say that the sound design and the editing of this movie is so phenomenal. Well, the incredible soundtrack blends in so beautifully with the action set pieces, where you see gunshots and foley sounds match to the beats of the tracks that are there. And you have some phenomenal songs like Bell Bottoms and Hocus Pocus by Pocus. It's some of my favorite tracks matched together, and what brilliant performances by the phenomenal cast. So let's talk about what are my favorite in my favorite part of the show, which is called My Favorite. It's time for my favorite, and I'm going to be talking about my favorite scenes from this particular movie. Right from the beginning of the movie, which is the opening scene where you have Baby sitting in a car and vibing to Bell Bottoms, playing music and tapping like I just did, and waiting for his comrades to come so that they can execute their heist, and that brilliant car chase scene. My second favorite scene is Baby and Deborah in the laundry, where the washing machines are behind and it's all color coded. The color palette is so incredible, so aesthetically pleasing and visually pleasing to the eye. My third favorite is actually the moments between Baby and his caretaker, played by Mr. CJ Jones. He's such a phenomenal actor. He can't speak in the movie, but you really feel him with his non-verbal cues as well. And what a phenomenal actor, and their chemistry between Baby Driver, Ansel Elgort and CJ Jones is something to really marvel at. Well, my fourth favorite scene is actually, can I not say scenes, can I just say the moments between Baby and Jamie Foxx, who's actually one of my favorite celebrities with how multifaceted and multi-talented he is. And then my fifth favorite scene is the running scene where Baby is actually running from John Hamm and Eliza Gonzalez character, and he's running through, he's doing parkour, and that incredible track of Hocus Pocus by Pocus, which is also a tongue twister, is playing in the background. And my sixth favorite track, which they sort of foreshadowed, which is the climax scene of John Hamm's car falling from the building. The climax of Baby Driver is one of the most phenomenal things, where you all along the movie feel that Kevin Spacey, who is actually giving Baby these gigs when he doesn't want to be in heist and doesn't want to be the getaway driver, is the villain, where he gets shot somewhere in the movie, and you realize that John Hamm is someone that Baby has formed enmity with, John Hamm's character, and they go up against each other. So I think these are my favorite scenes from the movie. Well, it's time for some celebrity intervention on Binge Watch, and we're going to find out who our celebrity is giving us a recommendation today. So let's go. Alright, welcome to Binge Watch. I've got Anoushka Maskey with me. Anoushka, how's it going?
Good.
Anoushka, in Binge Watch, we talk about TV shows and movie series. So I would love to ask you, what's that one TV show or movie series that has impacted you that you really like and you would like to share with the audience?
So right now I've been binging Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I think there's so many things I love about that show. The energy, the clothes she wears, the plot point of it, the relationship between the manager and the comedian who is Mrs. Maisel. And sometimes the show is so fast paced that I legit have to stop and be like, okay, I need to breathe because everything is just happening too quickly. Take a break from it and come back to it. But I think it's very inspiring, and my manager Vedika recommended that I watch it because the manager-artist dynamic reminds her of us. So I think that's why the show is special to me. Yeah.
Wow, you both bond over the show. That's so cool. Big shout out to Vedika. And if I were to ask you two things, what's your favorite moment from the show and what's your favorite character from the show? What would they be?
Oh, I think one of my favorite moments in the show was definitely when she performs to a dead audience. Because I could relate. Because for so much of your artistic career initially, you're performing to audiences that doesn't give a shit or are too drunk to give a shit or want to listen to Bollywood. So I think just seeing that moment and seeing how disappointed she was, how her ego was hurt because she had successful shows before that. So I think I loved seeing that relatability there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Please go and check out Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and thank Anoushka.
Thank me, guys.
So that was today's episode of Binge Watch. Of course, I was talking about one of my favorite movies, which is Baby Driver. And I really mean this. I think ever since the time 8 years back or 7 years back when I watched this in the theaters, I've really been a fan of this movie. I've watched it multiple times. I keep revisiting the scenes of this movie. And I think this movie itself is an institution to potential filmmakers, people who love the craft, people who love watching movies, cinephiles, and it's a real hot favorite. It has incredible repetition value. You can binge watch it. It really certifies as a binge watch classic. So I'll give it a rating of 10,000 on 10, and I would really urge for you to go and check it out. Well, big shout out to Dio as well, who shoots and edits all the Binge Watch episodes. So if you're liking or not liking something about Binge Watch, or there's a movie or a series that you'd like to recommend to us, please write down in the comment section and subscribe to 94.3 Radio 1. I'm Bhaarat, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
94.3 Radio 1.